All right, let's kick things off today with the number one contender in the UFC's bantamweight division, the man who was supposed to fight for the belt on December 12th against Petr Yan. We'll find out what the status of that fight is. For now, though, let us say hello to the Funk Master himself, Aljamain Sterling, joining us from Las Vegas, Nevada. Aljo, how are you?
Pretty good. Feeling jacked, feeling strong, but I gotta wait a little bit so I can put these muscles to use, put the gun show to use.
Yes, I see the gun show. Very impressive. You're looking to be in great shape. Okay, so we find out late Saturday that they're adding Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno to this December 12th card. And, that card has taken some hits. Usman and Burns fell off. Nunes, Megan Anderson fell off. Okay, so we said, all right, there's now going to be two title fights, you and Yan, and then, of course, the flyweights. And then an hour or so later, we find out that the bantamweight title fight involving you is off. What was your reaction when you found out that this fight that was so close to happening after all these years that you've been in the sport, all the fights, all the campaigning, everything you've got to do to get to this point was now not happening?
I woke up with my phone it was blown up, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I'm reading everything. I'm like, nah, this gotta be fake news. This is definitely fake news. And I called my manager, find out that there was definitely some holdup going on, and we're trying to see if things would work out, but they ended up not. So it sucked, definitely sucked. I've been waiting for this moment, and man, I was starting to peak at a really good time 3 weeks out, and we hit a roadblock again. It just feels like every time something's meant to be for me, it just kind of gets pulled back. But, I'm just trying to stay positive about it. I kind of starting to feel like Tony Ferguson a little bit. I'm not going to lie. The Ferguson Khabib fight not happening, it kind of feels like that. And I just hope eventually it does come to fruition, and we need this for the division. And I think it will. I just don't want to get to that point where it's like we're right there, something happens, we're right there, something happens, we're right there, something happens. And hopefully February, March, we can actually get in there and lock it up.
So here we are, just a couple of days removed from it becoming a reality. Like, are you devastated? Are you deflated? Are you down? How are you processing this, considering how close you were to the fight actually happening?
I was a little sad, a little bit, but you can't really hang your head for too long. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Being upset, being heartbroken about it, it's not going to change anything. It definitely sucked, but the show must go on, and they got some other fights to fill in for it. I just got to pull back the training and get ready to go in a couple of weeks. It's going to be about another 3 months. So that part does suck. It's another 3 months because I could have honestly been getting ready for my second title, my first title defense in 3 months. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. We could have gotten it done, and then I had some downtime, and then I could have been getting ready, getting geared up for another title shot or title defense, I should say.
So have they told you when they're targeting this now?
February, March. I would imagine one of those pay-per-view cards, but they didn't say which one is going to be yet. I'm going to imagine it's probably depending on Petr Yan and his team. The weird thing about it is I remember, because I stalk my opponents on Instagram and stuff, and I remember him posting something to his story, I think it was, and saying like they were getting the visa stuff in order, and it seemed like everything was a go. So I was pretty confident that the fight was going to happen, and then this happened, and I was hearing it was an injury, personal issues, and then I'm hearing about the visa, and I'm like, I'm just so confused because I saw that, and then I hear this, and I don't know if it was like his teammates or his coaches or something. Maybe you would think that you're the champ, that they would have made sure that this was well taken care of. So at the end of the day, it's out of my hands, and I just gotta get ready for the fight in February or March.
That was actually my next question. Have the UFC told you or your management like what the official reason for his withdrawal is?
They said injuries. That's what I was told. I was told injuries. But
wow.
I saw an interview this morning that Petr Yan did, and the translation said there was some visa issues. They were booking flights and everything. There was some troubles, and his team and I, he said, my team and I decided it was best to push the fight back to 2021. I'm like, it must be nice to be the champ and be able to just push an entire event like that not the entire event, but obviously the title fight, and to just be able to just do that. I'm like, I don't know. If it was me and I had a situation like that, it would be kind of like a take it or leave it. This is an opportunity. If you want the opportunity, you got to take the fight. So that part kind of sucks because I don't have that type of pull right now, and it's not like I'm looking to do that. If I set a date, I'm going to show up for that date. That's just the way it is. And unless I can't walk or I can't make it to the octagon, that type of thing. But it must have been a big enough issue that they couldn't make it to the fight. So.
Yeah, the injury thing is interesting because I was specifically told not an injury, personal reasons, and then I saw the same article as you. So, yeah, that would confuse me if I were in your shoes. And so, hopefully, they can do it in February, March. And I'm wondering, you like Sunday morning, you posted a tweet to him, and no secret that you guys haven't seen eye to eye, and you've gone back and forth on social media. But the tweet was very classy and no bad blood. You didn't take a shot at him. Was that a hard thing to do?
Nah, you know what, man? I don't hate anybody that I fight, and I have respect for anybody that gets in there. And I think that's the main thing about me. I don't take any of these Twitter wars or beef to heart. I know people are saying like Yan's living in your head rent free and stupid. People just say stupid. I'm like, if you've known anything about me or you followed my career, I talk shit all the time. This is just part of the game for me. It's fun in games. I enjoy this part, and I think it's more exciting when two opponents talk a little. They talk a little trash. You build a fight up. You make it more than just two guys fighting. You give people a reason to care, get them excited to want to watch you guys fight. And I think we're just two competitors. He likes to talk a little bit. I like to talk a little bit too. And I was hoping it wasn't a serious injury because I would like to fight him. I don't want to interim fight. I don't want to interim fight. I want to fight the champ so we can get some clarity in this division and figure out who the hell is the best guy in this division for once and for all, and then we could finally keep things moving. I think he had an easy path to the title. He did his job. The UFC put guys in front of him. He knocked them down. I did the same thing, but I think I fought stiffer competition, so I think I'm the uncrowned king, and I just wanted my opportunity to prove it. That's really it. So I am a little confused by everything, but I think he's a man. He's a man. He's not one of those guys who's like, he's going to fight who they put in front of him. So I'm the next guy in front of him. He's going to show up. So I'm not worried about that. Where some guys in the past, I had to wonder if they were going to actually make it to the fight. So, yeah, I think, like I said, he's a man. He's a man's man. He's a fighter, and he's going to show up on the night. So I'm just excited for the opportunity. I just can't wait to finally just figure it out.
And by the way, and I don't think you should do this. I'm not advocating for it, but just curious, because that December 12th card is a little thin. Did they ask you if you wanted to stay and fight someone else?
No, they never did. I was actually surprised. But the only person that there could have been would have been Sandhagen. And that would have been the only person, logically. But we just fought. So because we just fought, I think that's why they didn't offer that. So that's the way I'm thinking about it. If maybe we didn't fight, they could probably potentially put that on the table. But fight's already done, So I fought about everybody in this whole division. In the top 10, top 15, I fought just about everybody. So if I didn't fight them, they're my training partners, So it's I think this is the fight that needs to happen. We need to get some clarity in this division and move things forward. So this is the big one. I think a lot of people are excited about this one because Petr Yan, this boogeyman, they think he's gonna knock me out, or they think I'm gonna run through him. So we gotta figure it out. We gotta figure this out.
Now, Aljo, we haven't talked in a minute, but I got to be honest with you. I've talked about you a lot on all my shows and all this stuff leading up to this interview and this fight, because, and I hope you can provide some clarity for me on this. Why in the world did it take so long for them to finalize this fight? Why were we going through this whole song and dance? Oh, maybe he's next. And even it seemed to me like they were waiting to see what happened with Marlon Moraes and Corey Sandhagen. And even if Marlon won that fight, you might have gotten leapfrog. Why did it take so long to make the obvious choice, which was to book you versus Petr Yan?
That's a question for Dana White, to be honest. I don't know if it's because they just didn't like the way I lost to Marlon, or they think maybe if I win the belt, I could be a pain. But honestly, I just want to fight and make money. I don't see what the issue is with that. They had me as a champion. I'm gonna be an active champion. I'm gonna be a champion that's outspoken. I'm gonna be a champion that's doing the right things. I don't think you could get a better champion in terms of what I bring to the table. I do charities. I do all these things. I work with kids. What else could you ask for? So I don't know what their angle is. Maybe it's better for them if they have Yan as the champ, as a Russian ambassador. Maybe I couldn't tell you what it was. I really couldn't. I hate to get into conspiracies and they don't like me, but I don't think the UFC is in the business of not liking people. I think you could be a pain. They're going to do what they're going to do to try to make your road a little bit more difficult. But I think I should have been given the fight a long time ago, and not even just this situation. Even when I fought Pedro Munoz, I thought after that, him knocking out Cody Garbrandt, I thought that would have solidified my redemption after losing to Marlon Moraes and becoming the new #1 contender. So, especially after Marlon just fought for the belt, So I don't know. I can't do the homework for the UFC. They obviously know what they're doing. They've run a great promotion in terms of putting on a great event, knowing what the people want. I don't know if there's maybe something I don't know. Maybe this isn't a fight that they didn't think would sell. I honestly really don't know. I want to say make it easy and say give you something good and be like, hey, they hate me, but I really don't know. So I can't make up any story. I don't know. It just took them a while, and we're finally here, and hopefully we can make this fight happen. I can make some goddamn championship money, win the belt, be the first Jamaican American champion, and then I can just take over the world, Ariel.
Yes.
Take over the world.
But one last thing on that. Can I ask, were you getting frustrated? I was getting frustrated for you. I can't imagine how you were feeling when it was just taking so long. I mean, it was taking 4 months for them to actually, put this out there. Were you kind of internally getting frustrated?
I was, and it got to a point where I had to just stop caring, because it was like you're gonna drive yourself nuts, keep thinking about this and trying to figure out what you need to do. I even got to the point where I was like, do I need to come up with a brand new gimmick and start doing more ridiculous things to get attention? Hey, look at me, I'm the dancing monkey. That's what I felt like. I was a guy in the mouse in the wheel, just all these things to get a little bit of attention and some traction. So I'm glad I didn't have to go too crazy and still kind of be true to myself. And, like I said, it is what it is. And I think that's pretty natural for me. I don't go too crazy over the top. I'm not Henry Cejudo. I'm not Kobe Covington. I'm not any of those guys. I'm not trying to be a Conor McGregor. I'm trying to be Aljamain Sterling. And I think the people love that about me. And finally got the fight 4 months later, but we got the fight. We were right there, 3 weeks away. And just another roadblock as life happens, and just get back on the horse, take care of my body, make sure I'm doing good, because I can't keep revving the engine and ready to go the entire time. So I got to pull back a little bit and then jumpstart the training camp again and get ready to go for February or March.
2 last things. Speaking of that, how difficult is that? Like, you talk about not peaking too early now and having to take your foot off the gas when you're that close and that kind of shape that you just showed us. And I've seen your Instagram and whatnot. I mean, how difficult is it to now say, oh, okay, 2 more months and take your foot off the gas?
That part is a little more difficult because it's a little bit of a science. You got to make sure you're doing the right thing. And good thing at the UFCPI, I can kind of bounce some ideas and let them know how I'm feeling, and they could let me know what's too much, what's too little, and kind of give me that right balance to kind of stick within those guidelines. I can taper back from sparring. I don't got to get punched in the head for 5 rounds again, which is nice because, obviously 5 rounds compared to 3 rounds, I don't take a lot of damage in fights and in sparring, but it is a lot of concussive blows every week, twice a week. So for me to dial that back and kind of just let the brain recover a little bit, I think that's going to pay dividends and helping me take some shots better. So Petr Yan is going to hit me. He's going to hit me hard. And I got to make sure that I can roll those punches and be able to have those shock absorbers in my neck ready to go so that I can push through. And eventually, once I take him down, it's going to be a short night for him. But yeah, it's a science. You got to just make sure you're doing the right balance. You don't want to be lazy and slacking off and not getting the work done. But at the same time, you don't want to be in that red line every single day. You got to make sure you're pulling back. Otherwise, you're going to get some diminishing returns in your training sessions. And that's just kind of where we're at right now. So I just finished up some work today, and I got another training session tonight. And I didn't do anything Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, chilled out. So 4 days off, and I'm going to get some work in tonight. And my body feels amazing right now. So it's good to know when to just dial it back a little bit.
And last thing, why did you move to Las Vegas, and what does this mean for your corner situation, your coaching situation? Are you still a Serra-Longo guy? I guess it's cheaper to live in Las Vegas, is what you're referring to.
So much people live out here, and the benefits of living out here in terms of state income tax, having a UFC PI, not having to think about my meals because I can't cook. They make stuff for me, and just everything at my disposal is so much easier. The way of life is so much slower. I live right down the block from the gym, and it's a nice neighborhood. I got a pool, and I'm definitely still a Serra-Longo fighter. And they were going to be my corner for this fight, so
okay.
It's unfortunate that we couldn't have that back, that commentary for for everybody watching, because I know everybody loves the duo with Matt and Ray in the corner. So that would have been fun for everybody. But you guys are definitely going to have that for the next UFC event that I'm a part of. And Long Island's always going to be home, but I think it gets to a point where you start to make a certain amount of money, and financially as an adult, you got to start looking at things and start weighing things for the bigger picture. And I think if I live out here for a little bit, split my time, get the benefits of having no state income tax, I think it makes sense. My money goes so much longer of a way, and I could actually really start to build a savings account and start to do some compounding interest. And I got 3 houses already. The next thing is I need to make sure I have my nest egg in my savings accounts and have my money in the market making money for me, so I don't have to worry about I have to fight in order to make money. The fight money I put in, I'm going to use that, and then that's going to just keep rolling, and just, I'm just trying to be smart. I'm trying to look at the guys who've done it before me, take some notes, not make those same mistakes, use some of the things that they did were good, and benefit from it. And this way, when I have my kids and my family, everyone's set, man. I want to break that cycle and not be a statistic, being broke after being a high-level athlete. You see that time and time again is disheartening, so I just don't want to be that guy.
Good on you, my man. All right, well, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry we're not going to see you fight in 3 weeks. What a great fight it is on paper, but hopefully, like you said, February, March, we can see it happen. So appreciate the time. Thank you for talking about this, Aljamain, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Gonna get home to get some food and get ready to do my own podcast, Ariel, the Weekly Scrap.
That's right. Everyone check that out. Thank you, Aljamain.
Thanks. Peace.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.